Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
She says that the only reason you called the police is because you were trying to date her. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 58 years old.
How old are you?
22.
Are you the mom? Are you the sister? Are you what? That's your daughter? Mm-hmm. Did you hear when she said it would have eventually gotten there? Because I like older men?
This is the plaintiff, Robert Henderson. He says he met the defendant and her mother at the grocery store, and he and the defendant started fooling around. Turns out the defendant drove her car into the ramp leading up to his house and ruined it. The woman doesn't even have a license. She's young, yes, but she has to live up to her responsibilities and pay him the $1,606.97 she owes him. This is the defendant, Latasha Horton. She says the plaintiff didn't care she tapped his ramp until she stood him up for pizza one night. That's when he got mad, turned nasty, called the cops and said she hit it and ran. She has no time for the plaintiff's games, and if anyone owes money, it's him. She's accused of bumping and dumping. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $600 for emotional distress.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Robert Henderson, are you getting an important call? You want me to come back later?
No, man, I'll get the pictures on here.
Ah, okay. That's a much better answer. But put your phone down because I'm talking to you right now, and then I'll give you a chance to look for pictures when I ask for them. Mr. Henderson, you're suing Latasha Horton for $1,606.97 to repair your ramp, drain spout, and fence that, according to you, she, through her negligence, damaged.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have a counterclaim against him for $600 for emotional distress. What happened?
Okay. She was trying to get him to come in my driveway, and it was slick outside.
How do you two know each other?
I met her at the grocery store.
You met her at the grocery store?
Yes, ma'am.
And you became friends? What?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
what was she doing at your house?
She was coming over visiting.
Okay.
And my driveway had a hump on it, to get up in it, and it was slick out there. Now, she tried to get up, and the little car she drive, it wouldn't go over that hump. Then she bagged up, tried it again. It still wouldn't go up. Then she backed up again, and it went over there, and I guess she forgot to hit her brakes. I think she hit her gas instead of the brakes. And she wound up running into my ramp.
With the front of her car?
Yes, ma'am.
So this was when she was arriving?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And she ran, hit my ramp. She ran all the way up under my hedges. So now I need my ramp because I had 2 total knee replacements and 2 back surgeries.
Okay. So what happened to the ramp?
Okay, I got the pictures on it to show you that.
Yeah, let me see. While he's looking for the pictures, what happened?
He said slick. It wasn't slick. It was getting hot outside. And as I was
need
going.
you to slow down.
I'm sorry.
Slow down.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Start over and
Okay.
slow down.
It wasn't slick outside. It was one hot afternoon. I was going to visit him, and as I was driving up, I was there for like an hour.
How long had you two known each other?
I met him around January, and this situation happened in March 12th. So
I can't help but notice that there's a huge age difference between you two. When you say you went to visit him, in what capacity?
like between me and him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, I don't know. He was like, I met him in the store, so he was like, it seemed like a cool man to talk to, because I'm not gonna lie, I like older men as far as younger men. So it's like, I was talking to him as a friend or whatever. In this situation, like, I went to his house to talk to him, a visit or whatever, because my friend stayed right in the corner. So I went to talk to him. And as the process of me talking to him, and I was leaving
Were you
out.
dating him?
No. It probably went that way, but he was doing too much. Texting me and doing too much.
He was what?
He was doing too much, texting me and calling me, threatening me, all that. Like, far as this situation happened March 12th for me.
Had you been seeing him before the situation happened?
No, this was my first time stopping to see him, and this happened, and he got mad. So I don't know where do I start.
So you go to visit him that day, and what happens?
Okay, I went to visit him that day. I stayed for like an hour and a half, and as I was leaving out, it was me, my sister, and two of my baby and my little cousin in the back seat, and my car got stuck. And in the process of it, I had put my feet back on the gas and drive to go up, and as I was going up, my wheel was turning, and I put my feet on gas, and it went up above on his ramp. But I got pictures too of the ramp that I hit.
The ramp?
Yes, of the handicap ramp. It's just
okay.
Half of the ramp is.
Just half of the ramp?
Yes, ma'am. And when I jumped out the car.
How is just half of the ramp okay?
You know what I'm saying? I only hit half of it, not the whole thing.
I understand, but that's like, okay, so what's your defense? I'm trying to figure out what your defense is.
Okay, basically I was willing to pay for the situation that happened. He told me it was okay until the next day, that I didn't go out to eat with him that night. He had called the police and said that I did a hit and run. And they towed my car and suspended my permit because he said it was a hit and run. Knowing that I got out and talked to him and told him that my daddy do that type of work. And he told me it was okay until I didn't go out to eat with him later that day. And the police stopped me. It was like, do you know Robert Henderson? I'm like, yes. They said that he made a police report saying that you did a hit and run. I'm like, I did a hit and run. How did I do a hit and run? And I stopped and talked to him and told him that I was willing to pay for it. He told me it's okay that he got some
What have you
people to
paid
work
for it? How have you paid for it?
How I was going to pay for it because my daddy do that type of work. I was going to have my daddy fix it for me.
Well, maybe he doesn't want your daddy to fix it for him.
Right, but at the same time, like I told him I was willing to pay for it.
Incidentally, this isn't like that complicated a ramp. It's a couple of 2x4s. It's not like it's something terribly special. Anybody who's handy with a hammer might be able to fix that, but I'm curious, you're suing for several things. You're suing for the ramp, the drain spout, and the fence. Do you have pictures of the drain spout and the fence?
Yes, ma'am, it's all in the phone.
Well, get it, because the only pictures I have are of the ramp.
And this is from the police report.
She says that the only reason you called the police is because you were trying to date her. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 58 years old.
How old are you?
22.
Are you the mom? Yeah. Are you the sister? Are you what?
My daughter.
That's your daughter? Mm-hmm. Did you hear when she said it would have eventually gotten there? Because I like older men.
I heard that. And
I like older men too, just not 30 years older.
Right, but I got the consequence I learned from it.
Well, I don't know that, I don't know that anything that happened is actually something learning from it. That's just a life choice.
Not to mess with an older man.
Why? Not all older men would actually call the police on you if you don't go on a date with them. A younger man might do. There's nothing about this scenario that somehow should have shown you the light other than pure the age. Nothing. The guy is more than twice your age. It could be your grandfather. And, I don't know, I know people say age is just numbers, and then sometimes age is just age.
Yeah.
There's a point at which age is just age. Were you going to date this 22-year-old child?
If she'd have given me the opportunity, yes, ma'am.
I asked.
Yes, if she'd have given me the opportunity, I ain't going to tell you no lie.
You don't think that's a little disgusting?
For the age?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a limit? Is there something beyond which a line that you will not cross? Is there?
Well, yes, it is.
It's not. Apparently, it's not 29. So what is the
line I won't cross is my youngest daughter's age.
Which is what?
My young daughter is 19.
That's the line you won't cross.
No, man, I ain't gonna cross that. But from 20 on, come on.
From 20 on, come on.
Oh, sorry.
Right then. Would you have sued her if she had gone out to dinner with you that
Oh,
night?
no, ma'am.
Of course not. So if she was dating you, you wouldn't sue her, right?
The reason I'm suing her is because
She ain't dating you, but also because you damaged his ramp.
That ramp was
and that needs repair. All right, bring me the drain spout so I can see the drain spout. Okay, gotcha. And is that also the fence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, they're both in the same picture.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any estimates for repairs? How old
Yes,
is this
ma'am.
fence? Severely oxidized. How old is it?
It was built when I was 22.
It was built when you were 22. The fence is older than the girl who you were trying to.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So she's 22, he's 58. Does that ever make sense?
Well, I would say it makes sense for the guy because he's always looking for that younger woman to make him
Oh,
feel
that's, by the way, that's the guy being taken to the hospital because he's just really old. What do you think?
I don't think it makes sense because they're in two completely different places in life and they don't have a clue what they're doing.
Is it possible that a 22-year-old could have something in common with a 58-year-old?
No, not unless she's looking for money.
Gee, who would think of that going inside the courtroom?
Did you get one estimate or two
I
estimates?
got two estimates. Now the one that's 1,600 something. Those are the people that built that ramp.
Did you? Let me see the police report.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this wasn't a hit and run. This happened right in front of you. She knows. Did she say something, or are you saying she left?
No, I was coming out of my house on the ramp. I was up there on the ramp after coming out the front door, and I was trying to see what was going on.
Yeah. Here's a sketch by the police of where the house is. Did you tell the police it was a hit and run?
I told her what's her name. I said I didn't never know her full name, and they got on their computer and they found out her address.
How'd they find you?
Huh?
How'd they find you?
He gave them my whole name, my address,
They did.
my church, all that.
Thought you said you didn't know her name.
I learned it that day when the police came.
I'm just still a little confused about why you don't call the police if it's not exactly what she says. All of a sudden now you can't reach her, it's over, and then the next day it's call the police and report a hit and run.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell you something.
No, I don't want to hear anything else. That was a rhetorical question. I really don't want to hear you repeat the same things over and over again. All right, I'm going to find in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount that I believe is reasonable in order to make those repairs, and I believe that is $850. That is my verdict. Pay the man. On your counterclaim, you have a counterclaim against him for $600 for emotional distress? What emotional distress?
Cause he playing games with me. This happened March 13th. He tried to hold it against me. You should come and eat dinner with me, or I'm gonna take this court.
You have the
in.
text that say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I really do want to see that. I'm gonna sit myself
You can
down.
start from right here.
And I want to see. How many daughters you got?
Here it goes.
How many daughters you have?
Yeah, with the
I
last,
got
all
4
this.
daughters.
4 daughters.
And 14 grandbabies.
There you go.
That was the last time he texted me and said that he was gonna turn in to the court, April 20th.
What's your response? WUD mean?
WD. Oh, that's what you do.
WUD.
That's what you're doing. That was one day.
Really? The guy sends you 400 texts asking you to dinner, and then you finally respond after I don't know how long, and you say, "What you doing?"
That was the day that the courts had called me.
He says to you, why can you only talk to me when you need some money? I keep telling you this. If you're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, you're going to quit calling.
Because at first when he tried to talk to me, he told me, like I said, you trying to talk to me? I have a baby, a house, a car, I need money. What I'm talking to an old man for, he can't do nothing for me. I said we was going to talk, but hey, that's how it go.
Are you listening to this? Mm-hmm. You're made for each other.
But my thing is, why do I have to pay him and his been happen?
Because you hit and damaged his property. It's very, very plain to see why a judge would rule that you have to pay for what you damaged.
I understand that.
Where does this guy think that, when he talks about missing you, were you
wasn't.
Were you intimate with him?
No, that's why I said I wasn't.
Because he keeps talking about how much he misses you.
That's why I say at first, that's why I wish I did.
That was not the first time you two were together.
No, we met in January. I'm telling you, the first time I met, he was talking about let me be his beneficiary.
Okay, I need you to just stop talking. I really do. All right. I am ruling in favor of the plaintiff for the damages that the defendant caused. I don't believe that they should cost the amounts that the plaintiff has shown to me, not based on what I'm looking at that got damaged. So I'm going to order the defendant to pay the plaintiff the sum total for part-time labor of $850. On the defendant's counterclaim against the plaintiff for $600 for emotional distress, I'm going to try not to laugh out loud. You go looking for a guy 30 years older. You ask a guy, what can you do for me? I need money. And then you are sitting around saying, but I'm emotionally distressed. I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
Ow. Both sides, hold on right there.
So the defendant's out here into the hallway, and what's going through your mind? This case ends. You have to pay for what you damaged.
Hey, I wasn't tripping. That's why I'm saying I'm not tripping the whole situation. I'm willing to pay him his money. My whole thing is like, he didn't have to go this far with the whole situation. Could have worked it out better than this.
You heard everything that went down. You were there. Are you okay with this relationship with her and this guy here?
No, I've been told her.
Well,
when he was calling my phone for her, me and my pastor was telling her about it.
But this what I
she
get.
grown, so that's why
Anything
she
you
did
want to
that.
tell her right now, out here?
Leave old men alone.
I know.
They didn't
But I ain't tripping. They gonna pay him.
You ain't
They gonna
tripping,
pay
no?
him.
Okay, follow. All right, sir. All right, so you satisfied how this finally comes out here?
Yes, sir.
Has she heard the last of you?
Well, we probably cook coffee in the church.
Mm-hmm. So 19 is out of the question, but 20 is okay.
Well, you know what? I said that, and I wasn't thinking right when I said that. I was kind of excited. You should have came and slapped me.
I should have.
Yeah.
Someone should have.
I know that's right.
Harvey?
You know, by the way, Kurt, you can only get emotional distress if there is extreme misconduct. And I am talking the most extreme cases. Usually, you just don't get it. Now, we'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Whether it's routine maintenance, an emergency repair, or a dream project, Angie lets you compare quotes from multiple local pros, browse homeowner reviews, and even book a service instantly. Angie's been connecting people with skilled pros for nearly 30 years. So the next time you have a home project, bring it to Angie to get your job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
This is the plaintiff, Nyla Henry. She says she hired the defendant to make a custom headboard for her and gave him a deposit, while the slack-jaw guy gave her one runaround after another, never got the job done, and now refuses to return her money. She's a patient woman, but this guy's ridiculous. She's suing for $700, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Kelly Harris. He says he was ready, willing, and able to produce a custom headboard for the plaintiff, but the fabric she herself purchased was on backorder. He tried to work with this woman the best he could, but some of the things she ordered took a little longer to get, and she grew impatient and decided to sue him. So here they are. He's accused of banging his head over a headboard. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $619, the balance he's owed.
All parties, let me just have you step. I'm sorry, there you go. All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to make a headboard and says that he took the money and ran. But the defendant says she didn't get him the fabric.
It's
the case of headbanging.
Okay. Nyla Henry, you are suing Kelly Harris Jr. for $700, a deposit that you put down on a headboard that you did not receive according to you in a timely fashion. You have a counterclaim against her for $619 for the remaining purchase price of the headboard, which you have now finished. Okay, Ms. Henry, let's talk to you first. What happened?
Well, Your Honor, I purchased my first home in March of 2015. I was really excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I put a lot of time, effort, and money and energy into decorating my home to my liking. And I saved my bedroom for last, but I wanted something truly unique to go into it. So I went to meet with Mr.
How did you hear about him?
My mom recommended him because he had done a job for her in the past.
Okay.
So I went to consult
Who is the person
him.
with you?
That's my mom.
Okay, she had like a really guilty look. You don't have anything to feel guilty about. Go ahead.
So I went to meet with him, and I told him what it was that I was looking for. So he told me because of the fabric that I wanted and the nail heads that I wanted, that it was going to cost $1,319, and that he would require a deposit of $700.
Okay.
Okay. I asked him if he could have it done within 5 weeks. I think 5 weeks took us to May 9th. I wanted it done because I was going to have a housewarming on May 16th. So I asked him if he could have it ready. And
did you ever tell him, listen, I have a party and that's my deadline because I want it for a party?
Well, what I told him was I was having an event, I was having a housewarming, and I want this ready by May 9th.
When did you tell him that?
I told him that the day that I consulted with him, which was April 2nd.
Okay. So then what happened?
So after I picked out the fabrics, it was a very pretty fabric that I settled on. It was navy blue. It looked similar to the fabric that's displayed there. He told me that the items that he was going to order to make the headboard should be in momentarily. He said it should only take a few days.
And then there was a snafu because the fabric you requested was on back order, right? So you had to pick a different fabric.
I had to end up picking a different fabric. But the way I found out that the fabric was on back order is that I just popped in one day, a couple of weeks later, to see how things were coming along. He never reached out to me and told me anything was on back order, so I would not have known if I didn't go in to see. And I have my cell phone records here to show that he never called me.
So when had you learned that it was on back order?
I believe it was.
Wait, let me ask you actually what I'm asking. She's a little annoyed because it's like you knew it was on back order and you didn't say anything to her. She just found out by showing up.
I did. She showed up and I called and they said it's on back order.
Oh, so you learned it at the same time she did?
Yes, and I asked her to come back in because they said they would give me another sample. And when I showed her the sample, when I got it, I called her back in, showed her the sample, she loved it. She said, yeah, that's the color. So then I ordered the fabric. I had the fabric within 2 days. So right away, if she liked it, I went to work. Now, I finished the job. I had finished the tuffing, the headboard, but the crystal nails hadn't come in. So what I did, I went all the way to Queens and picked them up myself.
Oh, okay.
And brought them back and then started with.
Did you have the bed on May 9th?
May 9th, no.
Okay.
No.
And did you, at some point you tell them, listen, I'm having a party. It's May 9th. It's not ready. Like, how does that conversation take place?
So on the 14th, I believe, was the Thursday before the housewarming, I went back to check on things again. There was no headboard. Nothing was done. It was a piece of plywood, but now at this time, the fabric had gotten there. I saw the fabric. And so I asked.
What about the nail heads? Were they there?
The nail heads were not there.
At this point, is he telling you I'll have it for the 16th?
He said, I will have it on the 16th. The 16th, you will have your headboard.
And then what happened on the 16th?
So what happened on the 16th, I didn't hear from him. I didn't have time to reach out to him because I was running an event, so I was running from the time that I woke up.
Did you tell her she'd have it on the 16th?
We did raise our hand to tell the truth, Your Honor.
Yeah, everybody does around here. Did you have it on the 16th?
Did I have it on the 16th, the nail heads?
Your Honor, can I speak?
No, no, because they didn't come in.
Wait, no, you said you went to Queens and got them. No, don't show me a paper. Talk to me.
So how long after the due date does somebody have to wait, a customer, before they can say, this deal's over with, I want my money back?
I think 2 weeks tops, even if it's custom made.
So that guy's going to have to eat it. What do you think?
No way. 2 weeks is way too long. I definitely would say 3 is probably my max.
3 weeks?
3 days, sorry, excuse me.
3 days, even if the guy was making the headboard?
Even if it's made. You gave me a deadline, 3 days.
You were a tough cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You said I went to Queens and got the nail head.
And I got them.
What day did you do that?
The 22nd.
Of May?
Yes.
Oh, so then did you tell her that you would have the bed on the 16th?
No, and let me say something, Your Honor. Before the nail heads came about, she saw this when she came in to select the fabric because of the back order. She said, are you going to take off anything? I said, no. You know, and I let that go. I just went over my head. Then
Let me ask you a question. Did you buy another headboard?
And I called her in. She said, I want you to take off something, maybe half. I said, I don't take off anything. I said, you got a contract. There's nothing on there that says I take off anything if I'm late or anything. Actually, I don't have any control over that.
Let me ask you a question. Did you buy another headboard?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Do you like that headboard?
It's not what I ordered, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because, for one, those nail heads are not the nail heads that I chose. Those are not the nail heads that he was supposed to order. They were a lot smaller than that.
Can you show me some proof that those nail heads are too big?
Other than the fact that I don't like it, and that's not what I chose from the book, no, Your Honor.
Does the contract specify the number for the nail heads? Does it say anything about nail heads?
It calls it a upholstery tax. That's what's written on the contract.
Okay, hold on. Where are the nail heads on the contract?
They're not on there.
I don't know.
She ordered that out. She's missing that, and then I put it in the job.
Your Honor, that was the only reason that I went to consult with him.
You know how you showed her a sample? Did you ever show her a nail head?
Yes, I did.
You showed her the nail head?
Yes, I did. I showed her a sample.
He showed me pictures
Did you ever see the nail head?
Not in person. We ordered them from a catalog.
But you saw them and said, yeah, those are fine?
Yes, I said those are perfect. They were 100 nail heads in a box, and they were $100.
Is she correct?
And he told me I have expensive taste, Your Honor. That's how I know exactly how much they cost.
Okay, because these nail heads are 40 in a box, and they were 44.
That's what they cost, Your Honor. That's what they cost. They cost the same
still
price
expensive.
all over.
They're still $1 a nail head.
And they're 3 different sizes.
That's why he charged me $1,300, and I didn't get the original fabric or the original nail heads, Your Honor.
The original fabric he can't control. He doesn't make fabric. He doesn't give birth to fabric.
I understand.
If you order a fabric that's no longer available, you just got to roll with the punches.
That's why you let your customers know so they could pick out something
What I'm
else.
concerned about, I am concerned about the nail head thing. When you say he showed you a picture, you're talking about in the catalog?
Yes.
Did you take a picture of it?
I didn't take a picture of it, Your Honor.
How do I know this isn't what he showed you? What do you say he showed you? They were what size? Because these are $1 a nail head.
They were a lot smaller than that. They
Well,
were like
what size were they? You can't. You see, you're just like calling it out, and I need to know what size they were to see if that's the size he ordered.
I would say about the size of my earrings, Your Honor.
Oh, that's not going to work, though. See, if you're arguing that he ordered the wrong thing, I'm with you. If he ordered the wrong thing and he has nail heads on there that you didn't want, then just prove to me those aren't the ones you ordered. You first said to me there were 100 to a box. They were $1 a piece. They were very expensive. He bought a box of 40. They were $1 a piece. They are expensive. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what nail heads go for. He ordered something that's 5/8 nail head. He doesn't have an incentive to order a bigger nail head than the one you want, because then you're going to be unhappy. I mean, he's trying to get the one you want. So if you say he ordered the wrong one, I just need to see proof of that. You could do this through text, email, a contract, something that shows me that what you ordered is not what happened. Because now the position I'm in is I got to make sure that you didn't just find another headboard that you like better and you're mad at him because he didn't comply with what you felt was timely. Of course, people are going to discuss, hey, when can I have it by? I'd like it by such and such a date. That's a natural part of anybody ordering anything. Everybody does that. But if having it by a certain date and his failure to do so was going to mean you got your deposit back, I need to see that kind of thing on the contract. That is what it's called a time is of the essence clause. Not, hey, it missed a party. Because everybody's got to kind of roll with the punches on a custom-made piece. There are things that slow things down. Okay? So what I've got is then you saying, what are you going to do for me? I'll take it, but I'll take it if you take some money off. And you're mad at him because you feel like, you deserve it because he didn't have it there for your special day or whatever. But I've got to decide if that's legally required. And based on what I've heard, it is not legally required. I am going to order on the counterclaim I find in your favor. I find that this is your headbed and that you need to pay him $619 on your claim against him for the $700. I am finding in his favor. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I have my papers? Your Honor, could I have that contract? Okay.
Plaintiff comes out and failing to prove her case. You just bought yourself a headboard, and what's your reaction to this outcome here?
Well, I had to come to court to get the headboard that I was promised.
Yeah.
So justice has been served. Thank you.
You're happy? This is good? Where are you going?
At least I have a headboard.
That's great. All right, head around the corner. Hey, she likes her headboard now. Hey, step on in here. How about that?
That's good. I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming up younger, maybe 30 years ago, there was a commercial on television. And this guy named Cy Sims would say, an educated consumer is the best customer. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, if time really matters to you, if it's really important in a deal like this, write these words, because they are magic words for the law. Time is of the essence. Write it in the contract. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Sheena Daniels. She says she signed a 6-month lease on a place to live with her 6 kids. And when she was ready to move in, the defendant told her she was having trouble getting rid of the former tenant. She was forced to find another place to live. The defendant's trying to keep her money, and that's why she's here suing her for the $2,700 she's owed. This is the defendant, Yolanda Smith. She says the trailer the plaintiff rented from her was ready to be moved into on their agreed-upon date. But the plaintiff called her and told her she wanted her money back because it wasn't going to be big enough for her 6 kids. She told her she found a bigger place and threw a hissy fit when she said her money was non-refundable. And here they are. She's accused of being tight-fisted. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,395.80 for moving fees and early termination.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff signed a lease for her and her 6 kids, but she wasn't allowed to move in. But the defendant says the plaintiff found a bigger shoebox and canceled. It's the case of there once was a woman who lived in a shoe.
Thank you, Douglas. Sheena Daniels?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are suing Yolanda Smith for $2,700 that you paid her to move into a trailer, and according to you, it was unavailable at the time of move-in.
That is correct.
According to you, she's making that up. She just found a bigger place. Let me talk to you first. What's going on?
Okay, we met up with Yolanda on the 22nd of April of 2015. We were responding to a Craigslist ad, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath for us and our 6 children. We met up with her on that day. There were still tenants in the home. She had told us on that day that they were served already the eviction notice that they would be out of the home by the 1st, that we would have the keys. We signed the lease to have for the 1st us get the keys. I get a call from her the day before the 1st. The tenants aren't gone. She said that she went to the trailer. Even the cops were called. The cops told her they couldn't do nothing about it because she didn't do the eviction notice properly.
What happened with the eviction of the prior tenant?
They left by the 1st.
Were they being evicted?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
They left.
Were they being evicted?
We had something in writing where I wrote them and told them that they had to be out by the 1st, and they were out by the 1st.
Did you file an eviction?
No, I did not file an eviction notice. I didn't need to.
Okay. According to you, she calls you when and tells you what?
On the 1st, I asked her to come and please get the keys. And she told me, she said, well, I found a bigger place. I was like, well, that's not my problem. You signed a contract with me. You told me that you were going to move in. So here, you come get the keys. And she was like, no, I'm not taking the keys. So I said, well, what do you want me to do about it? I want all of my money back. I said, well, I'm not going to give you all of your money back. That was it.
You couldn't re-rent it?
No. What I tried to do was, it's on the 1st, when she came to me and said that she wasn't going to be able to take it, I put it back up on Craigslist.
She physically came to you, or she called you?
No, she called me because I called her and asked her if she
There's no text messages back and forth?
No, I don't even have my phone anymore, not that one.
Do you have text messages back?
I have all the text messages ever between me and her on my phone now.
Are there a lot of them or no?
There's not a lot. She didn't really respond to me through
them.
text that much, but yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I told her, I said, you called me at the last minute, the day that you were supposed to get the house. Asked me to tell me that you don't want the house now because you found a bigger house for you and your children.
Did she say I found a bigger house?
Yes, she said I found me a bigger house. I said, well, this is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. You went in this home, you looked at this home, you told me that this home is what you wanted for you and your children.
What say you to that?
I've never called her and told her I had found a bigger home. I told her I needed to find another place to live because she could not make these tenants move the home that were in the one that was occupied.
What I see are texts from you to her saying, I'm so sorry, it's so late. It was 9:07 on May 1st. Wondering what time in the morning would be good for you to meet up with us. We would just like to get the money back. Sorry things didn't work out. That's on the 1st.
That was...
And then she says, I'm going to have to call you in the morning, thanks. Then you say to her at 11:21, did you call her in the morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find out what's going on.
What is a good time to meet today? We can come to you, the plaintiff says. I'm still waiting to hear back from you. I called the trailer park, and from what they are telling me, they haven't seen them moving out, so I don't know. Can you please contact me to discuss this? Thanks. And she says, I just left there, please call. I wish you would just talk on text. Because see, the problem is, this is how I try to find out what's happening before everybody gets their story straight for court. I get to find out the real skinny of what's happening. So every time you say, please call, it's like you've shut me out of the loop. Then I see some text from her to you on May 4th. Hello, what time will we meet today? And then she asks you, did they give you the keys? And then she says, I understand you may be busy at the moment, but you said Monday. And then on Monday, the 4th, she's saying, you said Monday, so you could at least answer me. And she's trying to get keys on the 4th.
On the 1st, when I offered
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And then you say, yeah, you're going to meet me today to get the keys? And she keeps talking to the office. This is on the Monday. She's talking to the office, and the office is telling them that the people aren't moved out. And then she wants her refund.
The office said they never spoke with her about anything. They don't give out any information.
Right, but why is it the 4th? Here's what I do know from reading this, that she's supposed to move in on the 1st, and that it's the 4th, and the 4th, it looks like you still haven't given her the keys, and that the people didn't move out on the 1st because of what I'm reading. And she does send a text to you saying, you told me when we spoke that if they're not up by Saturday, you would just go ahead and give me my money back. Then you changed it to Monday.
And I called her on that. And I said, I don't know exactly what you misunderstood.
On May 5th, these people are still moving their stuff out as of today. If you were to give me the keys yesterday, how was I to move in? You told me come by Monday. If we couldn't move in, you would come off all the money you owe back. This is very wrong.
She had been sending me all these text messages, but I keep asking, where were you getting your information from? I said, why didn't you just come meet me at the house and get the keys? Where's all this information coming from? She said, it's coming from the office. So I went to my office, like, you don't own my home, so why would you be giving out information? They said, I haven't spoken to anyone. What are you talking about? I said, well, this young lady is telling me this.
Where did you end up moving?
Into the Breakers.
What's that?
It's a trailer park.
Okay, do you have your lease for that?
Not with me, no, ma'am, no.
I'd like it. I'm going to give you a recess, and I want your lease.
Okay.
And I want it faxed from them, or email, scanned and emailed from them.
Okay. All right.
Court's in recess.
All rise.
Okay, if somebody hasn't moved in, should they be able to get their security back?
Maybe partially, but not fully, because they made a promise.
Is that right? Partially? You would give partially back?
No, you signed a contract already saying you're going to move in on that date. So
you lose it all.
Yeah, you lose it all.
Okay, thanks. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay. So I received the lease that you signed, and apparently on the 1st of May is when you signed that lease.
Correct.
So when she says that, Judge, she wanted out because she found a bigger place or a better place or a more preferable place, why does this not show she's telling the truth?
Like I said, when she called me the day before the 1st and explained to me that the tenants were not out of the home, I started panicking. Me and my boyfriend needed a home for me and our kids. There was no telling on how many days she would have to get these people out if she were to proceed with it. She was supposed to go that Friday on the 1st to the courthouse to find out any information she needed as far as getting the people out of the home and get back in contact with me.
Okay. Now, according to you, the people, she's a complete fabricator. Can I have your phone again, and would you put it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to you, she's a complete liar, and those people were out on May 1st.
The people were out of my home on May the 1st. That's when she told me that she had another home that was bigger for her and her children. I said, well, this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. You came in, you looked through this home. You told me this home was big enough for you and your 6 children. So I said, okay, well, that's fine.
How much did you pay these folks, the breakers, on May 1st?
I paid them $1,050 for a deposit, and it was half of that for my rent for that first month.
And according to you, you did that why, when you were already had a lease signed elsewhere?
She called me the day before. When I panicked, I looked on Craigslist. My friend found on Craigslist a 5-bedroom, said, hey, let's go the next day and look it up and let's go try it out. That's exactly what happened and the way it went.
I don't expect to see maybe 7 or 8 texts to you saying these people still haven't moved out and not see a response from you. Because the fact that you're avoiding her, okay, by not responding, and then I see texts that say, why aren't you responding? And you say, oh, I lost my phone, oh, I'm in school. So, I'm not going to assume for your benefit that she erased something. No, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Well, actually, I can't tell you exactly what happened. I really can't. I do know this, that the lease that you had her sign says that if the prior tenant hasn't vacated on the 1st, the money is completely refundable. So the money is completely refundable. Because based on these texts, I am not going to believe you when you say that they're that the tenants were out on May 1st. I just don't. Not because all these are silence in the face of an accusation is evidence against you. When you answer, but your answer doesn't say, what the heck are you talking about? None of that's true. That is an admission of things that are very, very relevant to me. And do you have a counterclaim against her for $1,395 for moving fees? Yeah, I don't think so. So on your lawsuit against her, $2,700 verdict for the plaintiff. And on your lawsuit against her, $0. Good luck, folks.
All right, so with that, the defendant comes out here. Your end of the story just didn't hold up in court, and you come out on the losing end of this. What are you smiling for?
Because I know that it was true what I told her, period. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, if she said it, that's what happened. And the judge felt like what she said was correct when I knew it wasn't.
Well, where are the texts that say, what are you talking about? There's nobody in that place. It's empty.
I was in school, and I called her back. As soon as I got out of school, I said, what are you talking about? I said, I offered you the keys on the first. What is the problem?
Why would she keep texting you that after you called her?
I even showed her the electric bill where I had to go and put the electric bill.
Yeah, but why would she keep texting that if
I don't know why she kept texting me that.
Why didn't you text her back?
I only called her.
All right. Around the corner this way with Officer McIntosh, please. All right, so step on in here. Are you happy at the breakers there?
Yes, I am.
Get to the breakers. What's your reaction to this whole outcome here?
I'm very satisfied.
Scenario here. What a mess this was.
It was a headache, very bad headache.
How's the family?
Family's doing wonderful. Loving the new home.
Okay, Harvey.
You know, the judge made such a good point that if somebody makes a wild accusation to you in a text and it screams for a reaction, you better give it or else.